Hello everybody, going live for Tuesday Talks today. And today we have an amazing soul called Andrea Malam-Alexander. She has a beautiful charity, and is connecting, supporting, and empowering underprivileged kids in all over the world. So it's amazing to see. I know you had a busy day today, so yeah, take it away by introducing yourself and also by adding why you're doing what you're doing as well.
Yeah, to say something about myself, I'm originally from India. I was born in India to parents of British ancestry, sort of thing. And like all Anglo-Indians, as we are known around the world, we come from a community like caught up between two different cultures, Indian and Anglo sort of thing. It's Anglo-Saxon. We had a bit of problem, but we tried to get along with everyone in India, and the same over here. And when I finished my education, early 20s, I came to the UK, got married, like a lot of girls, Indian girls sort of get married, had kids, started the job, happy in the job, but something was missing. And I had to do something out of the blue sort of thing. And I wasn't happy just doing for the family, and I had to do something different. So I decided I was going to do charity work, fundraising. So my first fundraising charity work started like 15 years ago, and I did my first London Marathon for a local charity. And it's hard work, painful to do running 26 miles, 26.2 miles. That was my first ever run. I never used to even run for a bus. I was so bad. I used to have high heels and could not run for anything. But then when I did that, and I saw both my children on Tower Bridge looking at me, waiting for me to come across, that thing was a changing point in my life. Like I've done something, like my desire to do something for others. That's how it started. And then I carried on volunteering, doing charity work, fundraising. And then came the COVID pandemic came, and I started doing a lot of COVID assistance with the NHS hospitals and sort of fundraising for the homeless, volunteering for different organizations. And once that happened, I thought, you know what? I think I can do this for myself instead of doing for someone else, sort of thing. So, and that would make really a big difference. And UK gave me a chance to do that, because I don't think I would have done that in India. So I believe that I was born in India, but UK made me. So yeah, so I started my own charity, which was really hard work. It's called Saving Dreams. It has a couple of objectives, which are like doing mostly for disabled and terminally ill children. I work alongside a lot of other NGOs in like India, Nepal, Kenya, and do a lot of fundraising for them. And we have our own projects like homeless projects, food bank in the UK. Yeah, that's basically what I do at the moment. And it is hard work. And at the same time, I do volunteering for other organizations also.
Wow,
What else can I add?
it's an amazing journey that you've had, right? So from just leading a an everyday life, going to work and doing things and everything. So having that pivotal moment where you volunteered for the marathon for a charity event, and that was the pivot moment which started this journey, right? You didn't even thought of that when you did it,
No.
and it's kicked off all this amazing journey for you. It's quite amazing to hear then since then what you've done, right? So all these partakes that you've been taking in charities, marathons, and so forth. I know that for marathon, I'm sure it must have been very hard work. I mean, did you have to practice before, or you just
Oh
went?
yeah, oh yeah. My first run, actual run, was on Boxing Day, and there was snow everywhere.
Oh,
And that run was on a Sunday, which was Boxing Day that year, 15 years ago. And I was like, I'm not going to come the next Sunday. They asked me, are you going to join us again the next Sunday? And I said, no, I'm not going to join you. But then came next Sunday, I went. And then three, four Sundays I did. And then the next thing they were doing, they were dishing out forms for, oh, we are doing the London Marathon for this charity. Do you want to do it with us? And that's how it started. And that was my first big sort of event sort of thing. And yeah, I started from there. And then this happened. You know what, as they say, it only takes one person to take that chance, and then change follows. And I think change followed.
yeah,
One fine day, I just said to my friends and family, like, I'm going to be a charity founder. I want to open a trust. And they said, yeah, you go ahead, do it if that makes you happy, because it was a huge difference to the life of others also around me. So yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's an amazing story already in terms of, you pivoted yourself to what you are doing, and obviously then your one thing led to another, and you're changing lives everywhere in the world, right? So underprivileged, disabled, mostly children, right? So, and families, and you're changing lives everywhere with that. So you've been obviously doing that for 15 odd years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you launched your own charity, Saving Dreams yourself, that's what you have, right? Um, how what was the journey like for that? Because you were already involved in quite a few charities. Was it an easy journey for you in terms of, right, okay, I'm just going to start it, or did you have to do some research, or?
You know what, I didn't really do, because I was already working with a lot of charities, a lot of NGOs. I was in the committee for another NGO, and in India, I was on the committee member of a couple of charities in the UK also. So I knew how charities were run, and I was doing fundraising for other charities also. So I knew how it works, and that's the reason. And there was a lot of as to, when it comes to doing for other charities, you have to play it by their rules. So I decided, no, I will play it by my rules, and I will do what we want to do, what we want to. Because quite a lot of time you ask charities to help you, and it's like, it's not their objective, that's not their mission, and they won't be able to fund you for that. So yeah, so we said, three, four of us got together, and we said we should do something. I mean, because I had the contacts in India, I had the contacts in Kenya, Nepal. So yeah, it worked out, and with the help of a lot of supporters and family in over here, family and friends in India who do really volunteer for us in their spare time, even though they've got full-time jobs. So this morning only I got quite a few pictures from them, and they were distributing COVID packs to people. So it's like, yeah, it's about 50 packs they did today, and they're going to do 50 packs tomorrow. So that's 50 families today, 50 families tomorrow. Yeah,
Wow.
but they're really going into the slums. Like today was to do with in the proper slums, like in a place called like Mankut and Trombeg and Cheetah Camp, which is really, it's basically mostly, you can call it, it's a Muslim slum. There's a lot of Muslims over there, and they were leprosy patients. So this is the wives of the leprosy patients and their families. We were distributing to them. A lot of people don't like to go in areas like that. So the NGO I work with, they actually go there and do it. And a few family members also help out. So it's you see a lot of charities where they give out, distribute stuff, which is like on the main roads and everything, but actual slums, going into their houses and distributing them. That's what we do.
That's actually amazing because yeah, a lot of charities they they do come around and they just stay on the main roads or main places, and not many people who are a bit deeper in the villages or deeper in the slums are not getting it, right? So
Yeah.
because everybody at the front has got it, and then probably start selling it to the guys in the back inside, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great initiative that your NGOs and your volunteers are doing it over there. It's great. So
And
that also.
I've actually got a volunteer. One of the volunteers in Bombay have just joined. I am Manish. He's just joined. He's the one who actually distributed them and gave the stuff today in the morning. So he's
Oh
on.
wow!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm seeing him here. Yeah, I am Anish. Thank
Yeah.
you very much for doing that. It's one of the bravest things to do, and a very noble cause as well. So this takes me to the journey of you becoming an entrepreneur, so to say, as well, because what
Yes.
you're doing is an entrepreneurship, because you wanted to do your way instead of following what the set rules were for the other charities. Yes, they have their objectives, their agendas. Obviously, you wanted to expand that. You would say, okay, whilst I'm doing this, I can also do this as well, right? And also other things, right? So how's that entrepreneurial journey for you? Did it came naturally, or did you have to adapt to it?
Once I started the charity, I had this feeling that I should, as I was gave up my job because it was not fulfilling me with what, and I had done about 25 years in law enforcement in the civil service, and I was on a mission. The mission was to help underprivileged children and the youth, and what I wanted to do was empower them in a way that teach them how to do things, teach them how to understand the inevitable. That suppose I deal with a lot of, has support a lot of cancer patients, the children, and terminally ill children, and we want to empower them and let them know that there is still life to be lived. Yeah, you can still live even though you don't have that much time, and offering them that smile, and then seeing the smile in their face that we've encouraged them, empowered them to live their dream, what dream they have, even though they've got a year to live, maybe 2 years, they're on chemo, and they don't know what to do. And it's that support. And that's what my volunteers do. They support the families and the actual patient and the families, and help the families go through that. And a lot of time you see people, they're diagnosed that they don't have long to live and they don't know what to do with themselves, how to go about looking after the people after they're gone. How does that work? And so we help families to come to terms with that and to show them the way and to help them grieve. One of the grieving part starts before the actual person has actually passed away, because they know that this person's going to go.
So you're
That's
preparing them.
preparing them for the inevitable. Yeah, so
Wow.
that's what we are not trained counselors, but we do have quite a few counselors as volunteers, and quite a few. What do you call them? They are entrepreneurs. You can call them coaches. So I'm also a coach, but I don't. I just do it for the underprivileged and the terminally ill and the patients and their families, and I coach them and I empower them with what skills we have and teach them how to live life on their terms. I don't know if
That's
that
so
makes sense,
amazing.
but
No, it's amazing. I mean, it's so much and so deep as well. In terms of all these people, yeah, they need that support, and nobody actually thinks of that as well, right? Before a cancer patient or a terminally ill person, what the family is going through, right? The hardship, the stress of that family now
yeah,
to look after the person, or start to make amends and start getting ready to say goodbye. It's all very hard, right? So it's very hard to accept that anyway for the dear ones anyway who are closer to that person, parents, for example, brothers, sisters. So it's harder for that, and I can understand that your volunteers are needed for that, definitely 100%.
I'll tell you in a situation I was in. It was in a family situation where someone passed away, and we went to help. It was an aunt, and we went to help at the place where they rest the body, sort of thing, and to help them for the funeral, to get them ready for the funeral. And I actually had a tear in my eye, and someone said to me that, Andrea, and they call me Anu, so Anu, if you break down, what about the rest of us? So it was like, you're the strong one. And that really, it made me feel like if I can do for family, I can do for others. And that was the starting point. I had to go out and do for others.
It's very moving and obviously very touching. I can hear the emotions are there. You're already you're welling up with the emotions there. So thank you very much for sharing all this, right? And yes, you're the courage of who is providing all this, and you've been doing this for a good long time, at least 10-15 years right now. And since you've been doing this, a lot has happened. I can see some comments coming up who are already singing praise of you, saying you're a very inspirational person.
Thank you, everyone.
So I'll ask you about your book that you've also written down since you've been on this journey. So which is also very inspirational book. So do you have so there's a book by yourself, and there's a book that you've done as a collaboration with others as well. So which one you want to talk about first?
Yes, I'm a published author now. So I've done, one is my biography, which I did along with another person. And they did actually, I told them the story, and they actually wrote it down, and we made it into a book. And that was my journey. And it's called, that's what it's called. It's called Saving Dreams.
Saving Dreams.
And that's my whole life story. My journey from the time I was born, from India to UK, and my achievements, my charity work, fundraising work, volunteer work, and the achievements I've achieved, and my actual law enforcement job, the achievements I've had there as a law enforcement officer and as a diversity role model. So because I was the chair of the diversity group at work. So yeah, so lot of my achievements, everything's in that book. How I met my husband, how I had kids, and everything from day one.
It's an amazing book. I need to get it and read it. Is it available on your website?
It's only available on my website, on my charity website and my website, and no one else. Yeah, it's people have to pay by PayPal, and I send them a book. And actually, I've got pre-ordered books, quite a few, so I'll send one to you. You can read it then.
So people can go to your bio for the link, right?
Yes, so they can. And I've got another one coming out, which is in collaboration with another 33 women, and it's called The New Woman. And it's just amazing stories in there. I've read actually a few, and it's amazing stories of people who have bounced back, and the experiences that they've gone through, and they've really come back fighting. And that's why it's got the name called New Woman. So they fought back, and they've become the woman they are now. And that's going to come out in the launches in July.
Wow.
But we are pre-ordering those books also, so they will be available before that. So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Look forward to that book as well.
The thing is, my main aim is, like, through my experience, I will let people know what I've gone through and what to hope for in the future. Give them a future. Give them hope and faith. Always have faith. Believe in yourself, and always follow your dreams. That's my motto.
that's amazing, and that's what it is. The saving dreams comes out from, right? So I can see that in terms of yeah. I mean, everybody has to have that hope, and everybody has to know, well, has to believe in themselves because they can do it. There's been amazing stories out there in the world that so many people have achieved so many things, including yourself. You've achieved so many amazing things with that little pivot moment that you just took part in a charity for fun. And that was the pivot
It
moment.
wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
but,
The first
but
one wasn't fun, but the
I can
rest.
imagine. Obviously, you had to
Yeah.
you had to practice how to
The
all the exercises, right?
the thing is, you don't stop with that one, and that's what I never stopped. I never looked back. I carried on doing other stuff, doing other challenges, and helping other people in the process. And that was my aim. Even if I helped one person, my work was done.
Hmm. That's actually a very good way of thinking as well. Anyway, in terms of if you've helped one person throughout your journey or throughout your time, your work is done because that's what's needed, and everything else after that is pretty much a bonus, right? So if you're continuing to help, you've been changing millions of life every day. It's already a bonus because when you started this journey, you started making those changes and you started making those lives for the better. So it's an amazing journey, and you're already fulfilling your dreams and saving all these other dreams along the way who are joining you to do this. So in regards to where you are now, um, what does the future hold for you? What you envision?
Vision is to take saving dreams higher and higher. And at the moment, because it's volunteers week this week, we're actually doing quite a few certificates out to our volunteers, appreciating them in for what they've done for us. So that's happening this week. So we're going to go live with a lot of volunteers and give them a token of appreciation. So that's going to happen now, and then it will be the next step as to get more volunteers and get more fundraising done. And it needs small steps at a time, and that's what it's been like over 6 months now that I've started doing it, founded it. But it's maybe the next step is like a proper relaunch for the charity and get more people understand what we do, sort of thing, and show us our experiences there. If they like to share their experiences with the underprivileged children and the homeless and things like that, we need more volunteers because
So
the government it's like 2 or 3 people doing all the work, and yeah.
so the people listening or watching this now as well, if they wish to now reach out to you for volunteer time, so if you just take us through what that would look like for a person who would love to volunteer for you, what their day would look like.
What their day would look like. We've got a monthly meeting with all the volunteers. We have once a month we have a meet for, it's like, if it's we haven't had a one-to-one for a long time. It's only on Zoom at the moment. We talk to volunteers, but yeah, it's whatever projects we have. We just want people to come and help, enjoy themselves on it in one of the days, sort of thing, see how we work. We also help other charities. So as volunteers for us, we help other charities and go and help. Like we help a food bank, which is there on a Friday and a Saturday. So we go as like Saving Dreams volunteers to them and help them, or help shoe banks or help food banks. So yeah, so we go and help as Saving Dreams volunteers. So if that's what you're looking at. So yeah, so this morning I had a phone call from a very old friend of mine from school time, phoned me up to say his friend is from India, his son's in the UK, in Coventry, and he would like to volunteer. Can I give him your number and he can get in touch with you? He was a student, he's doing his MBA in Coventry, and he wants to help volunteer in the UK. So I said, yeah, maybe it might look nice on his CV once he puts that. But there's a lot of students. We have a lot of students helping us.
That's amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think doing voluntary work
And then
always
next
looks
step
nice
would
on the
be
CV.
like, yeah, I was supposed to have a stall at the Volunteer Expo this year, but because it wasn't happening, so maybe
It's not,
next
yeah.
year we'll have one. Yeah, because I was all ready to go to Birmingham this year, but it didn't happen. So yeah, so
Okay. Okay,
next
so
year.
there is something that regularly happens at the
Yes.
in Birmingham, like NEC, I take it,
No,
or
and it
something.
happens not just there; it happens anywhere. Last year was, and they have a lot in the universities.
Mm,
We have a lot of stalls in different universities, and different councils have different stalls. So we just go
okay.
along and give them a chat and see if they want to help. And we have
Wow,
a lot of
that's
charity
good.
sales, charity events that we have. At the moment, it's all online, but I even have a garage sale, which
It's
we
very rare
big.
to see a garage sale in
Yes,
UK, right?
I've had one, and a couple of people on there who are there on the moment now. Sarda is one, she's on there, and they do come and help, and they bring customers. And the last one I actually made about £400 on there, which went towards saving dreams. So
Amazing.
I had one
That's
a couple of years ago, and it was in a hall, and we made like two grand in like 3 hours.
wow.
So yeah, so it does work if you got the right contacts, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's an amazing journey for you.
Mm,
So, so the
mm.
vision is obviously big to continue it
It's
and
yeah,
and grow the
it's
team, and make it a known name would be something,
yes,
right? So
that's one. Yeah, and to
right,
get
okay.
into the corporate world sort of thing. So that's gonna be
So reaching out to the offices when things are back to some sort of normality that you are
yeah,
able to access and knock the doors to say, hey,
yeah,
can I have a meeting?
yeah. We're looking for like big sponsors sort of thing. Yeah, so yeah, big donations, big sponsors.
Okay, okay. That's
Mhm.
actually that's amazing. I
That's what
love
I
it.
do on the entrepreneurial side of it. So that's
Which
where
is
I.
actually very difficult part
Mm.
of this journey, and I would love to touch upon a little bit more if it's good with you. So, so that journey, how do you find that journey? Because you are now knocking on a door and then asking for that money, right?
Yeah.
Uh, which with no product for them to have anything
No,
with.
it's very difficult at the moment because the COVID situation and everything's no events are happening. It's all online, and it's like asking the same people for the money because loads of charities are doing it.
Yeah.
That's at the moment we're just sticking to small amounts, small charities sort of thing. So yeah, but it will soon be. Like I said, we're going to have a big, massive launch and do an event online, do an event. I've already started looking at venues and all that. So yeah, so once that happens, we'll make raffles, get some out of that, and we're looking for sponsors for the raffles. So yeah, things like that. So it's all on mind. So it's going to happen. It's all gone to paper now. So it's going to happen soon. Once everything, I don't know if the third wave is going to happen now. So if that happens, we can't do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick glance at that news, so I'm not too sure. I don't know the really ins and outs of this third wave. But yeah, let's see what's happening because we went to have some holidays and all that stuff. I was already delaying that holiday now because I had enough. I don't want to travel anyway until like next year now. So, but now they're doing these things. Let's see how it happens. But
Mm,
I really enjoyed listening to your part of like growing. So pre-COVID,
mm.
how would have you approached someone to, let's say, some corporate office or someone who is able to give you a little bit of bigger donation rather than these raffles and everything? What is that journey like for someone who want
I've
to do
actually
something similar?
I've actually done, I do speaking events now. I go and speak at summits and events and try and get payment for that. So that actually goes as a donation. So that's one of it. So I've started doing that because everything's happening online at the moment. So
Hmm.
I've done a couple of speaking opportunities and for a donation. So that's my, at the moment, is that thing is, oh, you know what, to change people's lives, you don't have to do it yourself. You can just, you have to believe in yourself and make a difference. You don't really need to really aim high. Go to the small entrepreneurs, maybe one like yourself. Go to small entrepreneurs and get small donations, small sponsorships. So that's where I'm working at the moment with the other trustees and the charities. So we're gonna get there, but we do need a lot of support.
No, it's amazing. I mean, whilst you were telling about those raffles and everything, I was already thinking that I might be able to donate some things
See,
for the
that's what I
raffle.
need, and I'm pretty sure the people actually listening will be also able to help support us in that way.
Yeah, no, exactly, guys. So this is 1st of June, because in case somebody is watching this in a month's time, I think it might be irrelevant. But I suppose it still counts. They can still reach out to you, and reach out to you and then ask if you still need it, right? So it's your hashtag and your ID for Instagram is Saving Dreams.
Saving Dreams, yeah.
So they can reach out to you that way as well. And I suppose your website as well helps them. Is it
Yeah, I've
the
got, yeah.
AndreaMallam.co.uk?
That's my own, and then I've got one for the Saving Dreams also, which is savingdreams.org.uk. Yeah,
.org.uk. So that's
either of them, yeah.
either way, they can reach out to you and offer whatever they can
Yeah,
for whether that's for raffle, that's for donations, whether that is whatever that is, their time, money, whatever they can, right?
yeah. And if you do want to put a small donation towards the book, you can get a book, Read My Life Story, and read the other life stories of the others who are going to be in the new book. And you can pre-order those books also.
So the book is available from your Saving Dreams website?
Yes.
Okay, because I looked for it on your Andrea Mallam website. I was like, I can't see the book.
No, it's on thing. Or even if you just send me a message with your details, and I'll just post it out to you. So
I'll do this
yeah.
straight after this. Anyway, I'll send you the details over and everything, so I can see it. It's because I've heard about it already. It's a wonderful read, so I'm going to say, okay, I need to get it and read it as well. Also, in regards so whilst you're doing all these things, how you managing your time? Because then this is the big thing that everybody talks about, right?
Yeah.
How
Time
you
management.
handling everything?
You know what? I don't get really much time for myself, because half the time goes in volunteering, half the time goes in trying to fundraise, the charity works. Trying to set up the charity took a lot of time, like registering it, getting the bank's account sorted out, getting that took a lot of time. Then come home and because all through the pandemic, I have been going out because I've been volunteering outside. So it's not that I'm stuck at home doing. So between your day job, you can do other stuff at home. That wasn't for me. So I had to find time. And it's very difficult to find. Like, I started getting up early morning because I had to, mentally, I had to be fit also. So I had to do a lot of meditation, a lot of yoga stuff, try doing that, and now this week I've actually started going back to the gym. So that's happening also. So it's finding time for myself and the house also, family. Like, you still have to do your mother's duties, wife duties and all that. So yeah, it's finding the time.
Wow.
I have,
So
yeah.
see, that's great to hear that you're able to, obviously, it's a case of juggling time and finding those pockets of time for things to do, whether that's for yourself or your things that you need to do at home. And obviously, how are your children and husband are finding these things, right? Because you are, as you are saying, you're busy, not finding the time for yourself. So they probably just see you either doing something every time or just going for, because you're tired. But I love the fact that you said you're waking up early, because that's the key. Not realizing that if you wake up early, you got more hours in
Yeah.
the day, right? You can go to bed early and then wake up early, then your
That
day
doesn't
is,
happen. That doesn't happen. You don't go to bed early. It never
yeah,
happens.
yeah, exactly. That never
I'm
happens. I know
lucky
that
if
for
I get
sure.
like 6 hours sleep. Yeah. So, yeah. So that I'm very happy, glad, because I've got the support of my children. They're always behind me in whatever I do. So, yeah. And husband, he has his own stuff to do, and yeah. So I'm lucky in a way that I've got family supporting in whatever I do. Otherwise, I
That's
don't think people would be able to do it if they don't have someone. It's very
that
difficult. It's very difficult. And I've got close friends who support me also. They keep an eye on
that's
what I do and how I do it and things like that.
That's amazing to hear, because that's one of the things that I always talk about with everybody when I'm talking to people. Is like, when you are trying to create something new, because that's what you are doing. You are
Yeah.
creating something which is
Mm.
not existent, or if it does exist, it's not to that satisfactory level that you would love it to see, right? So you are creating that service, you are creating that thing for everybody else. But before that happens, whilst you're doing that, you need to have a strong support network, whether that's friends, family, or you employ people after, because I'm sure the bigger you'll become, you will have more volunteers that you have, that they are giving up their time to do things for you. And that's the thing that is needed. So you have managed to obviously have that amazing support network around you. You're one of the lucky ones as well, because a lot of people, when they start their entrepreneurial journey, to even just start on their own, not even charity, but start their own journey, they tend to, get stuck.
Yeah,
And when
they
they
have
get
this
stuck,
thing. Yeah, they have this thing about family and friends. The minute you say you're a coach, they like they start saying things that yeah, everyone's a coach at the moment. But the difference with me is I don't do it for the money aspect of it. I do my coaching is for the people who cannot afford to pay for it, as you say.
mm,
So yeah, I help out the underprivileged. So yeah.
exactly. So and which makes it even uniquer than what you are doing. Everybody is doing what they need to do, but yours unique because you are actually helping everyone. In the law firm, they call it pro bonos, right? So you're taking pro
Oh
bonos,
yeah.
uh, right? So you're doing the pro bonos because they're not able to help or pay a certain amount of fee. They might pay less, but obviously you are like, okay, let's just help you and get you going, help you survive, thrive, fulfill your last wishes and whatnot, right? So whatever that is, we will help you do it and get it. And we will save your dreams and give you hopes, which is an amazing journey for anybody to come across you. And you're very one thing I've noticed as well is that you're very humble about yourself.
I was just
You
thinking of that word. I said he's going to mention that.
you know me. I always
I
say
am
that about you,
I
right?
am humble and I do things from my heart. That's the thing. That's what it is. And saying that, you you do things and you say things on the face of people. And a lot of people don't like that, and that's why I don't have too many friends. Because and but like someone actually said to me that at work you're getting all these achievements, you're getting all these awards, but when you die, you'll be all alone. You won't have no friends with you. I felt a bit thing when someone said that to me, and it was like, what? I don't know.
It's
It's
it.
just
Yeah, I don't know why would that person say that thing, but it's I suppose
they
it's
said
coming.
that they said that I reminded them of someone else who they know who died alone,
Okay.
who did all this stuff, but there was no one there. He helped everyone else, but when time came for people to help him, there was no one there. I hope there are people there when I die. When
No, no,
I don't
definitely,
want to say it,
definitely. Of
but
course, there, so many people, and you've got a close knit family as well. So a family, and everybody's already helping you. So it just depends on. I would say, everybody's circumstances are different, right? As you have one hand, but the five fingers, the fingers you have are not on the same height. So every finger experiences something different, right?
Mm.
So that's what happened. So that is that person's experience, I guess. But obviously it just depends on what and how they were doing it. In my terms, yes, that there's a possibility, but you are not aware of it. So you might, making sure that there's enough network people around you. So you have created that network around you that if something happens, right, people know what to do, right? So there's going to be people there.
I'm glad I'm on social media, so the first person, everyone's going to know if something happens, because I'll be the first person to put it on there.
Exactly. So you see, we will all know what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So it's there. So I think yeah. So there are people who always think of the negative instead of the positive first, because then that's their world. They choose to see the negative side of the
Yeah.
world, which there exists, is there, but you can only give energy to one direction, and you need to choose which side that is. You can be like have all these people around you, but then at the end there's nobody around you actual day when you needed them to be, right? So then again, you thought they will be there, but nobody's there.
No,
So
I think it's because I know a lot of people, they live and they do for other people. So, and there's a time in their lives they have to stop doing that and live for themselves. And when people start doing that, other people don't like it.
yeah, no, I know 100%, because I think everybody gets used to getting help from that person,
Yeah.
to the point that they're like, oh, okay, you're looking after yourself now. What happened? What about me?
They get surprised. They get surprised when you say no, you can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what that's what it did. So that's also a good way to find out if the person actually genuinely needed that help, right? Because they were just there because you were supporting, you were doing certain things, and so forth. But I mean, those people are all around us anyway, and certain people will stick to you to go with your journey. Certain will drop off at certain points of life. The earlier, I mean, I'm a firm believer of the earlier people drop off in your life, the better it is. I mean, similar to you, I have very few friends. I had loads of friends growing up and everything, but now the friends quality actually is better, but very few. To the point that if I now do text someone something, I'm able to get a proper response, a genuine response,
Yeah.
some things like that. So I rather prefer that. I might even have lesser friends by the more older I get, because everybody's becoming a family person. They all have their children and everything. Priorities are changing for everybody. Everybody's getting busier. So I accept that and I understand that. So although we are connected, we all have our own lives, right? So we just do that. But
Yeah.
when it's time to connect, whoever texts each other first, there's a group chat, whatever happens, we kick into that friendship mode. All right, let's have a look what's happening, right? And then help. But yeah, then there are people who just look at the negative side and just don't do anything. But your journey is the way you have helped so many people, and you achieved so much, with becoming a published author as well, of your autobiography, and another book on its way in July. You've done so many amazing things. So we just become humble in terms of, right, I don't want to share these things. I don't want to. It's how society sometimes tells us to do, right? Oh, don't be big-headed, don't talk about it, so many things. But if we don't talk about so many things, how would people know? How would
Yeah.
things happen? So we have to talk about it. And then when we don't talk about it, sometimes people go, well, you're supposed to tell me that all these things, so how would I know? So you're then thinking, where do I do what, right? And this is where I think the Americans, actually, they have a very well done, right? Because they are straight up in your face, whether you like it or not, right?
Yeah.
It is there. So if they have achieved 100 billion things that they've done since they're in their life, they'll just line it up in front of you and tell you everything, name drop everything, right? And they're done. And this is it. So they'll be like, well, whether you now like me or you don't like me, choice is yours. But this is who I am. I think everybody around the world should take that approach in terms of when it comes to entrepreneurship, a person like yourself, doing charity events and things like that, because that's needed. Because you need to now we are restricting with times anyway. We have certain amount of time to do certain amount of things, even though we would love to do more. And it's best to not just say, okay, this, where do you fit in? Indirectly, you're just thinking, where do you fit in this journey, right? Let's do this. And then you would know if they want to stick around with you, or they're going to drop off. If they want to drop off, they'll drop off there and then now, they won't continue, which is amazing journey to have, right? So you don't have that time. But I was quite intrigued that you've been doing yoga and meditation, which is quite crucial to everybody. I always recommend, but it's quite personal for people to the meditation. I find is very personal. So a lot of people like to do guided. A lot of people love to just do it by themselves, being alone. Calmness by that way. So which is the way that's working for you, and is that something that you would love to recommend people who are listening to now?
The one thing I would say is check out what works for you. Try everything. Try whatever is there out to help you and see what works for you. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you have to listen to your heart, follow your true calling. And your dreams are there. You just follow them and make the world a better place. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, no, it does. And I would have not been able to put any better than what you just said now there. Try everything. I always say, you need to try everything at least once anyway before if you can do it or not. And a lot of things maybe you have to do a couple more times, because sometimes doing it the very first time, like for example a yoga or a meditation, doesn't give you the same effect because you just tried it now. So you probably give it a week to try it. I'm yet to try yoga. I haven't. I've been in and out of it, but meditation, I love meditation. But yoga, I'm in and out of things, but I do need to do it. And waking up early is one thing I love doing as well. There was a time when I used to wake up every 4 o'clock every morning and start my day. Then it kind of went away because I got more busier and tighter. But then I want to bring that back again. The weather is getting much better now, so I should start now because the sun's up by 5 o'clock. So maybe I will start that again. You saying these things kind of just reminded me to it's things to start that back up again and do it. So it'll be a case of just starting.
I think you need a reason to do it, because all my life I've had a reason to get up early, because in my work I had to do shift work and all that. So there was a reason to get up, but then lockdown happened and just stopped everything.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was the same. So the beginning of lockdown, now that even though I was at work, now I can just get up half an hour early before work anyway. So, and just turn up to work because I'm just going downstairs and sitting in front of a laptop on a Zoom call. So then you're like, I don't need to get up 4 o'clock in the morning and catch up with all that stuff because it's already done. Yes, but what I realized was waking up in the 4 in the morning, I had a lot more time, more. I was a lot more fresher as well, because I was able to catch up a lot of things before my day end. So even though you will sometimes stay later at night, you weren't catching up on anything. You were now making more progress instead of catching up to the things which you missed, because you were now progressing into the later things that you needed to do for tomorrow. So you've already maybe finished them, and now tomorrow you're going to start new stuff already. So that one thing that I really enjoyed when I was doing that at 4 o'clock, which is actually a good thing. People have also recommended to do some cold showers.
Oh yeah, that's really good. I've tried
50,
that.
50.
That's really good actually. Yeah, it does wake you up.
It?
Yeah, I've tried it. I've tried it in India. I've tried it here, but that wakes you up in the morning. Just take a small bucket of water and put it on yourself. That will wake you up.
Oh my God.
Or go into a bath of cold water. Not too cold. Don't put ice in.
Yeah.
I think just cold water, and that should do the trick.
Okay. I'll try that actually, but then I don't think, because what I've been trying to do is, you go into the normal shower anyway, because I have showers. So shower temperature is normal temperature. But then what I do is when I'm done finish shower, I start to lower the temperature slowly. And by that time, my body's getting used to the cold water that's coming slowly. And obviously, but before I know it, the temperature has actually gone quite low, and I can now feel the water. But I suppose not the shock. I think people are recommending the shock of
Yeah.
getting into the cold water, right?
It's like when you go on holiday, when you go to the swimming pool, and you have this shower before you go into the swimming pool, you know,
Oh yes,
and that's always cold. That's
100%.
the
Yes.
shock. Yeah, that gets you prepared to go into the swimming pool. So that's how it keep. Yeah, think of it like that. Think of that you're going into a swimming pool. You're on holiday, and that shower comes down. Especially like Spain and
Mm.
Portugal and all, their showers are not hot. It's always cold. And
Yeah, because
India is the same. Yeah, it's cold
yeah,
water
they're all
comes
hot
out.
countries, right?
Yeah, so think of that. Think that you're in one of those countries, and yeah, it prepares you for the day if you do that in the morning.
Interesting. I will definitely give it a try because yeah, a few people have recommended cold showers, and or a cold bath.
Mm.
So I've just not dared it yet because I'm not too sure what I feel about it. But yeah, I'll definitely try that. I would love to say thank you very much to you for your time today, and thank you for sharing your amazing journey. And people who are listening and watching this as well, this will be on my IGTV for a while before it gets moved on to Spotify. So thank you very much for everybody who's watching for this amazing time to share with us. Is there any final thing that you would like to share before we wrap up?
Mm. No, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on here. And like I said, follow your dreams. Always believe in yourself and follow your dreams, and that will take you places. And listen to your heart.
Amazing.
Do what
Yeah,
your heart wants.
that's actually very good. That's a very good wrap up already there. To follow your dreams and listen to your heart. Is great. So thank you very much, Andrea, and thank you very much everybody who is on this live at the moment as well. And we will see you next Tuesday as well with an amazing soul as well. So see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.